Holocaust survivor has message for Americans calling detention centers concentration camps. Donald Trump is Hitler, conservatives are Nazis, and temporary housing centers on America's southern border are modern concentration camps. That's the extremist rhetoric being spread by the left over the last several weeks at least. It used to be that anyone who compared a president to the infamous Austrian dictator was ignored or laughed out of town. Today, that appalling comparison is being thrown around with reckless abandon, but a Polish-American Holocaust survivor has had enough of the dangerous discourse. Listen to me. I went through it. Please, Polish-born David Tuck looked into the camera during a sobering interview with the Daily Caller. This is not a concentration camp, he stated bluntly about the HHS and ICE refugee centers that have drawn so much uninformed ire from the left-leaning media. Tuck knows a few things about actual concentration camps in tragic, first-hand detail. He witnessed true horrors as a Jew who was thrown into camps by Nazis, and barely survived hellish conditions in places such as Posen and Auschwitz. The Holocaust survivor is adamant about one thing: there is absolutely nothing in common between U.S. border refugee centers and real concentration camps. I looked up there, at the border centers, and I said to myself, all the mattresses, everything, food. I said, at that time I'd think it was a country club, Tuck explained to Daily Caller. That matches the true image of border centers that have come out since the immigration issue reached a fever pitch over the last few weeks. Contrary to the staged and deceptive images of kids in cages, the actual centers are safe and comfortable shelters where social workers work to help children and everyone is well fed. The conditions that the elderly survivor remembers have much more in common with socialist regimes like North Korea or Venezuela than America. First, the Nazis gave us the yellow armbands. Then they gave us the Star of David, one on the front and one on the back, he recalled from growing up in the late 1930s and early 1940s. If you walked on the street on the same sidewalk that the SS man walked, if you didn't step down, they would kill you. Even scraps of food were fought over in those times. If I had any piece of bread at night with me, if somebody knew about it they would steal it from me. Everybody was for themselves. Survival, he said. There were more dead people in the camp in the barracks than living ones. When asked by the Daily Caller journalist if he had a message for media talking heads and radical leftists who think America runs concentration camps on the border, Tuck said two blunt words: grow up. You know how to spell. You know how to read. How to listen. Do it, he urged viewers. You can't compare. Anytime I hear it, it's sickening. His point was clear: pretending that two wildly different things are the same in order to make a political point is dishonest and unintelligent. It's sickening. It's just plain sickening, he said about people calling the president or their political opponents Nazis. I thought we're smarter than that. This politics, it's unbelievable. You don't like the president, in 4 years, you can kick him out. I listen to those politicians sometimes, I said I wonder, they think we're naive and stupid. That's all, he declared. Tuck noted that the crowds risking everything to come to the United States actually disprove the liberal claims of modern fascism. Everybody wants to come to America, he said. I remember when I was a little boy, the first thing I said to the American, I want to go to America. I want to get out. I want to live here. It's a good point. If America is the new Nazi Germany, why are people around the world doing everything they can to come to it, even crossing the border illegally just for a chance to stay? People are fleeing to America, not from it. The liberal accusation defies all logic. Even though he acknowledged that countless people long to enter America, the Holocaust survivor stated that doing it the proper way is important. Nothing is perfect in life. I came here, I had to go to work, I had a family, I'm not complaining or nothing. But I'm free, he said. If you want to come to America, I did it. I waited. That's life. For the people who seem to have nothing better to do than protest, complain and bash America, the survivor had an important message. So, live the best you can. It's still America. It's still the best